Look at this clown! Does Vitalik think he's better than you? Does his badger dance distract you from the Ethereum scam? Vitalik is about to onboard the worst in Wall Street via an ETH ETF. This will lead to a collapse so epic that not even Vitalik's tiny banana in his front pocket can stay up, and when his potassium destroys all of crypto, he won't be able to seek refuge in the banana stand.
There's always money in the banana stand!
What's Bitcoin worth when ETH implodes and Bitcoin's crypto market dominance goes to 100%? Welcome back, Bulltards, to the Simply Bitcoin Bunker. Chief Propagandist Rustin reporting in to deliver the most bullish show of all time. You're gonna want to stay until the finish to find out, well, if GigaChad Sailor says everything is good for Bitcoin, then is the ETH ETF good too? Let's fucking go!
I've always believed that crypto can actually corrupt Wall Street to the extent that, imagine, Wall Street for so long was where the best and brightest went. It's where the smartest people went, to be financial engineers. You know how we stop that? That's one of the things Bitcoin needs to change in the world. We need the richest people to go back to being farmers and builders and normal jobs, right? Focus on your job, be good at it, and make saving money easy so you can focus on the hard part, which is being good at what you do. And so Bitcoin is really about reorienting where the best and brightest go in our generation. In the fiat world, of course, the best and brightest went into financial engineering. Of course, my plan has always been to deliver them the fakest financial engineering they can to take away the mystique about it being the place where the smartest people go. You know how we do that? We give them crypto. Let them all brag about how smart they are. I'm into crypto.
Count BTC Nolan is right. I'm into crypto. These bankers are so dumb. Let's draw as many of them into Ethereum as we can possibly get.
And this is something I wish Bitcoiners would embrace about crypto, right? Do you know what crypto is going to do? Crypto is going to wipe out Wall Street for us. It's going to wipe it out for us. The low IQ Wall Street firms are going to buy all the shit coins that you can deal. And they're just going to keep buying them, and they're just going to keep, they're never going to stop. They're going to double down. It's going to be like that moron who was still buying credit default swaps after the market had already tanked back in 08, you know, the one they put in the movie and all that stuff. So you're going to see these folks. And that's why as Bitcoiners, we have to actually say, well, Ethereum isn't a big enough scam. It's not big enough. We need to grow it larger, because in the end, we got to get back to a world where the best and brightest just go into stacking sats and like making good chairs.
Ethereum isn't a big enough scam. We need the world's best and brightest to go back to stacking more sats and making good chairs. Nico and Opti talk about this all the time. Bitcoin aligns incentives. Right now, the fiat incentives are for the best and brightest to go into financial engineering and push around numbers on a screen, destroying people's real-world lives. Bitcoin stops the incentive to play these Ponzi scheme games and instead focus on just saving and building wealth. Look at poor Stan Marsh.
I got a $100 check from my grandma, and my dad said I need to put it in the bank so it can grow over the years.
We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
What?
Poor Stan. Let's honeypot these Wall Street bankers to this mother asshole from which the shitcoins spring, Ethereum ETF, so we can get to HyperBitcoinization faster. And these dumb money venture capitalists are doing it for us. Legend Jack Mallers roasted their gobbledygook elevator pitch at Bitcoin Prague in June.
ETH is at the forefront of the tokenization movement that is going to really define the next few decades of traditional finance. We're going to start with the stablecoins, the $100 billion of stablecoins that are on chain today. But now BlackRock's bringing on fixed income. People bringing on equities. People are bringing on commodities. People are bringing on private credit. And so ETH is at the forefront of that movement, and it's also just a very different asset. You know, it does about $2 to $3 billion of profits per year. It dividends those out. The asset itself is deflationary. You know, it's proof of stake. It's a very different asset than Bitcoin. I would say it's more of a tech-style growth play. And if Bitcoin is digital gold, ETH is Apple. It's building the App Store of finance. And just like people thought that the App Store was a toy or a gimmick 10 years ago, people are going to be really surprised at the uniqueness of the scale of the business that ETH is going to generate from the tokenization wave that's taking place. And it's Larry Fink, it's Paul Tudor Jones, it's all these guys. You know, they're all on this train.
They're all on this train. It's like the digital Apple. We are in this abstracted world, and we're doing all this shit that you'll never understand, and all these rich people are buying it. You better get in now. Don't miss out.
You know, I'd tell all the normies to get on the Bitcoin train, but there's no brakes on this Bitcoin train. Bitcoin's coming for everybody, as Count BTC Nolan said on Simply Bitcoin Live.
They've got to get to this point where we see that the best and brightest are now attracted to a totally different profession, where we can start to see the time preference and the Austrian economic school of thought, right? Austrian economics, don't forget, say to you that economics, even though you're dealing with numbers, it's not math. The numbers are there. There's no math involved. It's psychological. The markets are psychological. The economy is psychological. Bitcoin is a psychological commodity, just like the dollar. And when I see Vanguard, I see the end of the psychological strength that Wall Street used to have. They're stupid. That's it.
I repeat, I see the end of psychological strength Wall Street used to have. They're just stupid. These Wall Street bankers got plans for Ethereum, but they're just going to take Bitcoin to the stratosphere. But before that, look at our likes.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Make number go up, like, subscribe, and pay homage to our sponsors, The Bitcoin Way. Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by The Bitcoin Way. They bring over 25 years of cybersecurity experience. They are your IT team in the Bitcoin world. They help bridge that gap from the why Bitcoin to the how Bitcoin. And as your dedicated Bitcoin IT team, The Bitcoin Way is here to guide you from start to finish on your journey to properly self-custody your Bitcoin. From your first wallet node to advanced multi-sig security, inheritance planning, and much more, The Bitcoin Way has got you covered, and they will hold your hand and walk you through the process toward becoming a sovereign individual.
We should have always let crypto just take over naturally in Wall Street and sink it eventually, right? Eventually sink it, eventually take away the prestige, take away what it is, what it represents. So that's just one way of looking at it. I know there's other ways to look at it. That's just the way I've always thought was the appropriate use of Ethereum to continue to grow the scam. And if Ethereum can't handle it, throw a new one in there, let it keep expanding. So that eventually when it detonates, I think most Bitcoiners are safe from it. You'll see that whole thing come down and they'll have to run for refuge where? You know where they'll go, right? There's only one place to go. There's only one real place for them to head eventually. So eventually you absorb it all, but you let it grow to the extent that it can wipe out the fiat world. And I think that's ultimately the goal of crypto.
Is Count BTC Nolan right? Is the ETH ETF good for Bitcoin? Find it out amongst yourselves in the comments below. As Bitcoiners, do we care as the ETH bubble goes up and gets bigger and bigger? No, our mountain of 10 million sats is our FAQ you money.
Somebody wants you to do something, you. Boss pisses you off, you. A wise man's life is based around you. The United States of America is based on you. You're a king? You have an army, greatest navy in the history of the world? You, blow me.
You have an army, the greatest navy in the world, yet America still doesn't hodl and chooses poor. As Sailor said at Bitcoin Prague in June, everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve.
Everybody gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. In December of 2013, I looked at it and I tweeted, Bitcoin's days are numbered. It'll probably go the way of online gambling. Big mistake. Bitcoin was $892. I got the price I deserved. And when it gets to $950,000, there'll be some whiny person, talking head on television, saying it looks overbought right now. It looks a little bit heated. We think it's going to trade down to 700,000, and they'll miss it. It'll go to 8 million, and they'll buy it at 8 million, and they will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve.
Trust me, everything's going to be fine. You bulltards are the best and brightest low 80 IQ Bitcoiners I've ever met. There's no one else I'd want carrying me through as Wall Street ushers in societal collapse. From the safety of the Simply Bitcoin bunker. Like Magic Johnson living with HIV, we too will get through ETH NFT. Hold on, I know we're talking about ETFs, not NFTs, but your boy Rustin still needs to get tested for HIV. I know I shouldn't have shared that needle with McAfee. Speaking of McAfee, Space Monkeys!
Ready to sacrifice himself. Greater good.
Click now to see WTF needs to happen by September to send Bitcoin to the moon and give us a peck. I'll catch you all next time.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.